Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead. And unless your question is important enough to you to ask, the meatheads that listen to this shit on YouTube say, why did the bald guy with glasses, is he illiterate? How come he can't talk about, why did the chick from Honduras, can't she speak English? I mean, everybody's got a complaint. And to a certain degree, we try to answer the questions, but I mean, you have no idea the requests that we get. No, I don't get shit, but I mean, my staff gets, that are so fucking outrageous. But that's where we are. I mean, the kids today, and you're all kids to me. I'm either old enough to be your grandfather or father. The kids today feel entitled. I don't understand why they feel entitled, but they do. And we're beyond 4 or 5 years the fact that I don't answer their questions. But they think, like the Ty Lopez, the Brian Rose, and these guys answer a certain amount of the questions, or they delete comments. We don't delete shit, really. But the other side of it is we don't give a fuck what they say. Again, we're fortunate vis-a-vis. I am a product of inelastic demand. If I gave a seminar every week, we could fill it. 52 weeks a year. But that's hard work, So we give 6 or 7 a year that are coincidentally good for our other commitments in life, in which we travel. And now that the corona has subsided, we're back to booze cruising, which we enjoy a lot. And we like to go to London and a few cities, New York, Beverly Hills, that have places for Sally to, spend gobs of money. But I mean, I said in the seminar, and somebody made a wise ass remark on YouTube, you don't have any idea what it is when you walk in a jewelry store. Now, I don't buy jewelry. And it doesn't matter what it costs. You have no idea what it's like we haven't bought any property in a long time. But when we lived in Monte Carlo, it didn't matter. And Sally's dressmakers, I think that's the right term, are the new Queen consort dressmakers. My tailor is the King's tailor. And you don't ask how much it costs. The only thing you ever ask is, when can it be ready? And it's, your perspective in life changes. And the Austrian baboon, where is he? There you are. That's fucking over the Swiss. God bless him. I know what that feels. Trust me, I know exactly what it feels like. And it's an exhilarating feeling.
It is.
Believe me, I know it is. And just like the guys, several of them have gone from 2 to 6 sons, 0 to 4 sons, or 4 kids, because your little spermies, when your testosterone is jacked up, I guess swim faster and get up there and impregnate quicker. I know what that all feels like, and it's a lot of fucking fun, to say the least. And I would wish that, everybody in this room experienced it. But by the same token, as Thomas said earlier, this afternoon or late afternoon, 2 or 3 people are going to be, and when he was saying they're going to be failures, there was 2 superstars in his class. But in the class that Josh Kim, August of 2015, the first time, we had 9 superstars in that class. We've gone back and looked at what we fed them, the menu. I mean, we've logged everything.
Do you constitute first in, last out on the day as a superstar? Because I do.
No. The guys and the gals that make the most money the quickest are superstars.
Sure, but you have to look at it. So there's working
Do
smart.
you need the mic?
No, I don't have to look at a goddamn
It's
thing.
fucking working hard.
No. It has nothing to do with hard work. It has to do who gets focused first and who stays focused last. That's it.
I don't need a mic. He can hear me.
No, but they can't film. Okay, you're missing the point. No, you're missing the point. Okay, well, give the loudmouth the fucking mic. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with he's saying.
How are you going to get anywhere following the rules?
No. Well, fine. Well, you may or may not. But you may not follow the rules, and you think you're rich, but you're poor.
No, I'm saying in general, you need to go against the grain.
No, you don't go against the QLA grain.
Not the QLA grain, but the white
go
grain.
against conventional wisdom grain. And I'm just telling you, the people that get focused first and stay focused the longest win. And for the Germans, they get focused late. But they stay focused longest. So the fact that they get focused late, and Andres told you himself, he got focused late. Now, his not excuse, he says, and truthfully, because I lived through it, the fact that he was working another job, 50, 60 hours a week, to maintain his lifestyle. Some of you have asked me and asked the class, generically, well, what if I just stop? Let's see, who asked me that? You. If I just stopped doing everything else and got busy with QLA. Well, if you can live without your other income, fine. But most people can't live without their other income. Some of you have a married income, in other words, a significant other. That's great. But not everybody has that. But the bottom line is the kids that get focused first and stay focused the longest win. And we've got a kid here that, other than to this seminar, he garnered his information from his January 2020 experience, and then you follow the steps. I mean, Jesus Christ. He paid £1,000, I think it was.
2,000.
Whatever he paid, I don't give a fuck. Okay, well, you owe me £1,000. Okay, he paid pennies to make tens of millions.
Yeah.
Does everybody understand that? Jesus Christ. 2,000 then. To make tens of millions. I mean, if that ain't the best fucking deal in town, I don't know what is. I already know it's the best deal in town, so it's a rhetorical question. But there were 1,000 people in the audience, and maybe 5 did what you did. I don't know. I'm hoping 5, but I don't know about you. So maybe only 1. Were you there too? Okay. Were you trying to pick pockets and shit,
No, I used to do that for a living. May I?
Yeah, sure.
Some of the videos people said they send you weekly reports.
Correct.
Is that a special group or anybody can? And
it's not a special group.
no, because you do this hard rock or rock hard events.
Yeah, Iranians and Persian people would exclude. I might accept it from your son, but not you. No, but a lot of people send me weekly reports. It's not part of the program. They do it as part of their regimen, part of their discipline. I get reports from a number of the Nazi kids. I'm not saying that in a disparaging way, because I love the Germans because they've done so well. Jesus Christ, Kleist Klaunfeld, Marcus Bauer, Anders Milner. Pardon?
Germans and Austrians.
Yes. Marcus Bauer, he would be here defending that he's not a German.
We don't like that.
Okay. But to me, they're Germanic, right? They're Germanic. Yeah. So I'll rephrase that. The Germanic kids do dynamite. I try to stop figuring out why. I know why. Discipline. They're a little slow. You weren't slow. You spent a year and a half, 2 years before you did a deal, right? So in that regard, he was slow. But he caught up, and you're doing terrific. And as he asked, and I told him, I would be surprised, I would be disappointed if he wasn't on the Hall of Fame sooner than later. But there was a lot of guys at that fucking January seminar. Sally said I should have charged $5,000 or $10,000 because it was going to be my swan song, which I would feel like normal guru crook if I had charged that kind of money and then I didn't retire. But I didn't retire. And I mean, I'm tired of saying that all the stuff is on my website. But, as you know, we've never had a billionaire that wasn't sitting at this castle. So that may or may not influence them. I'm pretty sure it did influence him. Because, he's already made, not generational wealth, but you're certainly on your way to generational wealth. Okay. And he's a fucking stupid 6-year-old kid. I mean, how fucking more dramatic or simple do I have to make it? And I didn't know till 2 days ago that he did shit. And then, then I heard, there's a guy that's done 15, 20 deals in here. Who? Okay. And your brother, you're here because of your brother's success.
Yes.
Okay. And I would be disappointed if you don't at least equal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I know. You probably think you're smarter than he is, et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, say it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm smarter, so.
Yeah, but I mean, and we're getting these kids back because, God damn, this is our time. Fuck. This is our time. I can't continue to emphasize it more. It's just our time. Now, maybe the meteor is going to hit us next month. Because what I think, even though I know there's a scientific cure for global warming and climate change, it wouldn't surprise me if NASA and all these space agencies didn't miss the meteor. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not hoping that, and I'm hoping that it happens the day after I'm dead, and then it burns the shit out. It singes you guys. I don't give a shit. But I mean, the system is simple. Some people, some of the geniuses that have come through the program, like Bavarian Bob, who sent his fiancée here last seminar, the system's too simple. It's so simple, and he's German, from Passau, Germany. It's so simple, people don't believe it. And I think there's some truth in that. It's so simple, people don't believe it.
What makes it genius?
Thank you. And I would like to take credit for it, but, my virtual mentor, Andrew Carnegie, the little fuck, thought of it 100 years before I discovered it. But I've told this speech, not 1,000 times, that would be an exaggeration, 300 or 400 times to very bright guys on Wall Street. No, damn, we can't do that. I mean, there's no money in it. Meaning no money in it for them. I mean, I've gone blue telling people. So now I don't tell anybody anymore. But, I mean, Bank of America and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are, in my judgment, never going to produce a product that is even remotely like this. Because there's no money in it. There's a lot of money for us, but no money for the big banks. Now, I don't see anything wrong with that. Of course, I'm not a big bank, so if I was running a big bank, I might sing a different tune. But you've seen, not just the webinars, you've seen a live kid here, the kid from Austria, who was bright enough to move away from his family to the German-speaking part of Switzerland, which is, really pretty smart. He doesn't look that smart, but I mean, he's pretty smart. And, he's done very well. And as I believe I heard him say, I'm not sure he told me, he's told the CFO about buying a plane. Yep. That's pretty fucking neat. That's more than fucking neat. I mean, that's outstanding. And I was 10 years later than him, and I was considered young in doing it. And now, I mean, the kids are getting a lot of things done a lot quicker, i.e. the Zuckerbergs and that elk. But you don't have to do social media and that kind of thing to make a whole shit ton of money. This model, as I showed you in the numbers, and so far I put a lot of stuff on social media that always has some wise guy, wise gal that says that it's done a spreadsheet and my numbers are incorrect. But nobody's ever corrected these numbers that were at least 3 times better if you reinvest all the dividends, and nobody does that, than Warren Buffett over the same time frame. And Warren Buffett's supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not taking anything away from you, Mr. Buffett, but we're 3 times better. Low case. His numbers are high case. If you want to take high case, add 20 zeros to it. Even you in Dubai ought to be able to sell this. And it's not for sale. We don't need any more people in the seminar. We're booked up from, now till I'm 80. Probably till I'm 90. I don't plan on doing this in my 80s, but the model works. It just bloody works. And I'm thankful that I, by accident, found it. I'd like to say that it was, but it would be a lie. By accident, I found it, but I was smart enough to jump on this motherfucking horse until its legs fell off. And now I've got, 30 years of success with you kids. And just think, and I'm not taking anything away from him, and although some very bright people came from Austria, he's not one of them. So let's not fool each other. He's fucking not one of them. And so it's up to you. I mean, whether you want to make the sacrifice. We've already established ourselves because the Germans get it, and there's a lot of successful Germans. That's why a lot of Germans come here. It's not by accident we have a magnet on Germans. But you don't have to, be German. You have, all you have to do is get focused early and stay focused late. Questions?
Just one more.
Yes, sir. In the back.
Mike.
Mike.
There's a mention of another event or an annual event, or
No, there's no more event. The only other event is next month, Hardcore in December, and the rumor has it I'm going to have a seminar in January, but it hasn't been posted. But again, assuming there's not a general election, if there's a general election, that means the next election is 5 years. I'm not going to wait 5 years to get in politics. The only way I'm going to continue my political endeavor is that there's not a general election, and the Tory party tries to fight it out until May of 2024, when the next general election, which I fully believe with all my heart, I'll get voted in for here in a landslide. But if the politics changes, man plans, God laughs. I'm not waiting 5 years to go into politics. I'll just say, I'll figure out some other way to make a statement here in Angus, which I've already pledged to bring £1 billion. I know I can bring £1 billion here, like I took a piss this morning. I don't even think about it. We have the Carlines here. We have a TK. I mean, I know how to do it. There's no doubt. Carlines, who you know, which are a nice couple, but they're not Einstein. They don't have the sales skills that Thomas Maguire has. If you all had those sales skills, and you don't, there's nobody even remotely close to those sales skills in this room except me. They make it easier. He can sell ice to the Eskimos, that kid. You heard him. Plus, he's a fucking crazy zealot. He believes in this not more than God, but, you heard him. And you shouldn't be surprised why he's so fucking successful. I mean, he just, with all his heart, he believes it. And when you believe with all your heart, shit happens. I mean, and he's made a shit ton of money. And he's nuts. I've already told you that. I mean, he's like an animal that should be in a cage. He's wacko. Not dissimilar to myself when I was that age. Other question? Comments?
I still don't know what hardcore is. What happens in
hardcore? We take old, fat, bald men.
I mean,
Your sons are smiling over there. Back in the 90s, I would have gone and slapped them. But see, I'm a kinder, gentler man now. Hardcore is this. You come with 2 to 4 cases that you're working on, and then I give you 2 to 4 cases that are normally done in the B schools, Stanford, Oxford, and then you work for 1 day longer than a week in teams. We break you up in teams just as they do at the B schools, and you work on these solutions. And then when you go to present the solutions, there's 4 or 5 teams. The other teams have other solutions to the same program that you came, or solution you came to, and they jump on you and they eat you and they ridicule you, but they get you thinking outside the box, for real outside the box. And we have, competition between the 4 or 5 teams that are here. And so most of the day you're spent with your teams, and then at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, I come and meet with you in the pavilion, and I go around to each group during the day and steer you in the right direction. And we go over some of the very famous cases like the AOL acquisition and a couple of very famous hostile takeovers. But we do 32 cases in 8 days. Our son went to 2-year graduate school for 32 cases. So the other question is, what the fuck are you paying all those fees for at the big schools for 32 cases when you can do it 8 days? But I mean, we're intense. And they're a great learning experience. And in candor, not everybody, but almost everybody goes and knocks it out of the park after the hardcore. But I mean, he didn't go to the hardcore. He didn't go to shit. He was in there getting fat in Switzerland, eating good food. But I mean, it's a life-changing experience. I.e., the Carlings came there, and as Graham said, he says, he was embarrassed because there was a lot of success. I mean, it's super high-performance people. And remember, pornist rubs off, super high performance rubs off.